Good morning. I'm going to call to order the public meeting for February 20th, 2018. To my left is Ron Carl, the county attorney. To my far right is Jolene Sanchez, the assistant clerk to the board. Ms. Sanchez, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Jackson?
Here.
Commissioner Holland?
Here. Good morning. I'm going to call to order the public meeting for February 20th, 2018. To my left is Ron Carl, the county attorney. To my far right is Jolene Sanchez, the assistant clerk to the board. Ms. Sanchez, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Jackson?
Here.
Commissioner Holland?
Here.
Commissioner Sharp?
Here.
Commissioner Conti?
Good morning.
Good morning. Commissioner Baker?
Here. Commissioner Conti, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which...
Here.
Commissioner Conti?
Good morning.
Good morning. Commissioner Baker?
Here. Commissioner Conti, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Conti. Mr. Carl, are there any modifications to the agenda this morning?
Yes, there are a couple. First is, as you have already noticed, what is item 3 should be item 2, and what is item 2 on the agenda should be item 3. And then the second is the addition of a new consent agenda item, which will be numbered 6H, and it is for a resolution appointing Jake Zambrano to the Denver Metropolitan Scientific...
Justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Conti. Mr. Carl, are there any modifications to the agenda this morning?
Yes, there are a couple. First is, as you have already noticed, what is item 3 should be item 2, and what is item 2 on the agenda should be item 3. And then the second is the addition of a new consent agenda item, which will be numbered 6H, and it is for a resolution appointing Jake Zambrano to the Denver Metropolitan Scientific and Cultural Facilities District Board with a term to expire on February 9th, 2021. Scientific and Cultural Facilities District Board with a term to expire on February 9th, 2021. And a copy of the draft resolution for that has been provided to the board, and a copy to the clerk.
Thank you. Are there any questions or concerns about this modification to the agenda? If there are none, I would entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as modified.
So moved.
Moved.
And a copy to the clerk.
Thank you. Are there any questions or concerns about this modification to the agenda? If there are none, I would entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as modified.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Conti and seconded by Commissioner Holden. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? Hearing none, that motion passes unanimously. We have one ceremony this morning, so I'm going to ask for Marcus Scott, our county assessor, and for Jolene, or J.D. Cohen, to please come forward. And this is a significant event here. J.D. is retiring after 39 years of dedicated service to Arapahoe County. And so we have a resolution that I'll go ahead and read this resolution into the record. And then we'll have some comments, I'm sure, from every member of the board, and also allow you some time to speak. Whereas Jolene J. Cohen began her employment with Arapahoe County on February 5th, 1979. And whereas Jolene began her career with the Arapahoe County Assessor's Office as a Clerk 2 in the Customer Service Department and excelled to many positions within the department, such as Admin Clerk 1B, Customer Service Clerk 1, 2, 3, Senior Clerk, Business Associate 2, and on April 25th, 2015, Assistant Supervisor, Customer Relations. On March 1st, 2018, she will officially retire after 39 years of dedicated service. And whereas Jolene has demonstrated commitment to excellence, which led to the development of expert knowledge and extraordinary attention to detail in her work, she consistently served the taxpayers of Arapahoe County in a professional and friendly demeanor. She never shied away from fielding any question, addressing any concern, or directing people to the proper resource. And whereas Jolene sincerely enjoys communicating with property owners, helping them navigate various processes, including property valuation appeals, application for senior property tax exemptions, and changes in ownership, she has been a genuine advocate for our taxpayers. And whereas Jolene has always been willing to share her knowledge and expertise with coworkers and taxpayers, and she became our resident expert on mobile home processing, working closely with owners and appraisers to ensure accurate, complete authentications and system data. Jolene's patient, methodical communication style has been appreciated by all who worked with her. And whereas Jolene is confident and resourceful in encouraging others to develop their own skills, especially in training new employees in how to navigate property record information, she has been respected for her commitment, loyalty, and professionalism throughout her career at Arapahoe County. And whereas Jolene is deeply committed to her family and looks forward to having more time with them and being more involved in her volunteer activities. And whereas Jolene has been a valuable asset to the assessor's office and will be sincerely missed, she truly served Arapahoe County citizens and her coworkers so very well. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Arapahoe County to recognize the contributions that Jolene J. Cohen has made as a valued employee of Arapahoe County, and hereby declares that her future shall prosper as Arapahoe County has under her dedication and service. And so, in a minute, I'm going to make the motion that we approve this resolution. But JD, I just wanted to say thank you for all your help over the years to me personally, both in facilities and fleet management and as a commissioner. You've been my go-to person on a number of things and truly are an expert in your field. Are there any other comments? Sure.
We just go down the, so my goodness, 39 years. Thank you. You are going to be hard to replace. I am absolutely positive of that. As a person who's not good at details, and I really value that expertise and the patience that it takes and the dedication it takes to do what you've done so well for so long. I know that our citizens, all of the folks who own property in the county, owe a debt of gratitude to you. So thank you so much for your years of service.
Commissioner Holden.
Thank you. It's always these experiences are kind of sad in some respect because we're seeing so much experience walk out the doors as you retire. Your legacy is one which has been from what you've done the face of Arapahoe County to our citizens, and it's clear that from your experience and the support that you received in helping other people, that talent and commitment is going to be sorely missed. And I just wish you a great retirement, and I'm sure your friends will continue to call you when they hit brick walls, which you have penetrated many, many times. So congratulations.
Commissioner Conti.
Well, JD, as you are belovedly referred to, I just want to say that I've never had opportunity to work with you personally myself. However, I certainly understand as an elected official, we are the ones that come and go. You are the institutional knowledge that works within our departments that is really the bedrock of what keeps the county together. And I know that you will be sorely missed. Because I have come to count on that institutional knowledge from many in my years as a public servant and as an elected official. So thank you so very much. And I know that your shoes will be very hard to replace. I wish you much enjoyment and prosperity in your new life as a retired person. I just want you to know that I endeavor someday to be there.
Commissioner Sharp.
Well, when reading this, when Commissioner Baker read the resolution, I was struck by sincerely enjoys communicating with property owners, helping them to navigate various processes, including property valuation appeals. And I think that is challenging work, and to say that you enjoyed that when I know people are not happy with and they're going through the process of appeal says a lot about you as a person and your commitment to the county and the citizens in this county. So thank you so much. It'd be strange not to see you around here. And I, too, appreciate all the work that you do. And we were in a session the other day talking about some work that you all do in the assessor's office, and down to such great detail, as Commissioner Jackson said. And it is it's something that we don't really think about often, the amount of effort and detail that has to go into properly evaluating and valuing property so that it's fair. And thank you so much for everything that you've done. I hope you really enjoy your retirement. I know you will, and thanks for your many years of service. Appreciate it.
Comments from Arapahoe County Assessor Mark Scott.
Thank you, Commissioner Baker, and thanks for all those comments. You hit it right on the head. It's like JD. JD is, like Commissioner Holland said, customer service is the most public-facing department we have. It is the one that we're judged by in a lot of respects, right, wrong, or indifferently. One measure of that, are those little cards, little comment cards that we get. And I go through them all. Monica goes through them all. We look at them, and we get a stack of them. And JD always has the vast majority of the positive comments because she will help people no matter how long it takes. And she brings 39 years of perspective to the office. And so she will find a solution, or she'll find the person that has a solution. So she's very good for that. And the public likes that a lot, even when it's an appeal they're not very happy about. You know, they may argue with the appraiser in the back, but they're usually pretty nice to JD. So that's always been so we're going to miss her a lot. Big shoes to fill. It's going to be very hard to do that, but we hope, you know, we just wish her the very, very best. And I know we are going to have that question that's going to come up where people come in and walk in and say, "Where's JD?" So we'll have to tell them that she's happily retired, and we'll try to help her. So that's why we have such a crowd here today. I mean, JD has a lot of friends in the assessor's office, and we are going to miss her work and her work ethic and her smiling face. So you know, we wish you the best, JD, and we may call you if something. So thank you very much.
Thank you. JD, mic is yours.
Well, I want to thank everybody with Arapahoe County. I have to go back to 1979, and a couple of my supervisors who will hopefully be here Thursday helped prod me along, helped me mature, helped me learn. To tell you how ignorant I was, I didn't know how to spell assessor, let alone know what one did. And so I feel I've come a long ways, and I feel for the public, for the taxpayers, one of our jobs is to educate, and education goes a long, long ways with our taxpayers, and all of my fellow employees in the office and outside of the office also do education, which I think has helped us over the years. I remember in 85, 86, 87, the lines out the door. Mark, do you remember them? Yes. For appeals, and we don't have those lines anymore because we have been able to educate the taxpayer and help them along. I appreciate Arapahoe County through all their thick and thin and up and down times, and we've all managed to continue to work and maintain a friendly and family atmosphere, and I appreciate that. I do today have my mom with me. She's in her uppers. But the rest of my family will be here on Thursday. So thank you very much. I appreciate. I have worked with you, Ms. Conti, with my father. My father was very big in the political arena of stuff, so I've worked with you on the side before you became county commissioner. And Mr. Baker, I'm going to miss you.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss your hugs. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, let's take care of the official business here. So I'm going to make the motion that the Board of County Commissioners approve resolution number 180 honoring Jolene J. Cohen for her 39 years of dedicated service to Arapahoe County.
Second. Whoops. We'll all second.
Motion made by Commissioner Baker, seconded by a lot of people, but mostly Commissioner Conti. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? Hearing none, that motion passes unanimously. Thank you, JD. We appreciate it. This is the time that we open up for a citizen comment period. If there are any citizens here that are here to address the board on any issue not already on the agenda, if you'd make yourself known to me. Any citizen comments this morning? Seeing none, I'll close the citizen comment period. We do have a modified consent agenda. I would entertain a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda as modified.
I so moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Holland, seconded by Commissioner Sharp. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? Hearing none, that motion passes unanimously. We have one general business item this morning. It is extension of signing requirements for Iliff Avenue Townhomes FP P16-001 and FDP P16-002. And our presenter this morning is Sherman Fair. Good morning, Mr. Fair. And our county attorney is Mr. Hill. Mr. Hill, would you establish the foundation for this?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. This matter does not require a public hearing. There is no specific notice required. This is just a board general business item, matter of the board's determination on the request for the extension. The board has jurisdiction to proceed.
Thank you. Mr. Fair?
Good morning, Commissioners. Scott Alpert, the applicant's representative for Iliff Development, Inc., who is the owner of Iliff Avenue Townhomes, is requesting an extension for the signing of the final development plan and final plat, Mylars, for Iliff Avenue Townhome cases. On August 2nd, 2016, the Board of County Commissioners approved the final plat and final development plan for Iliff Avenue Townhomes. The Land Development Code provides for a 12-month extension of the signing of Mylars upon approval of the Planning Division Manager. However, no specific provision is made in the Land Development Code past 12 months. It has been planning policy to bring any request past 12 months to the Board of County Commissioners. The applicant is requesting a total of 24-month extension of signing of Mylars due to extenuating circumstance that the applicant will explain. Planning staff feels that the reasons for an extension are legitimate and is recommending approval of the extensions of both cases until August 2nd, 2018. Are there any initial questions?
Commissioner Sharp.
So just to be clear, it's a total of 24 months from the beginning. It's not 24 months from...
That is correct.
So 2018. Okay. And just out of curiosity, do you know, or maybe Mr. Albert can talk about what the delays have been with Public Works and SIMSWA and the Cherry Creek Valley Water and Sanitation?
I think it's best to have Mr. Alpert explain that.
Okay.
Any other questions for Mr. Fair?
That was my question.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fair. And we'll have the applicant step
That
forward.
I'll introduce Scott Alpert, the applicant's representative.
And if you could state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Scott Alpert. I'm president of Iliff Development, Inc., which is the developer of the Iliff Avenue Townhomes. My address is 1201 South Park Road, Suite 200, Denver, 80231.
Good morning.
Good morning. The final development plan and the plat we were approved on in August of 16, like Sherman mentioned. It just took us longer to get all of the criteria in place, mostly due to Cherry Creek Valley Water and Sanitation, the water department. They have a high pressure line in Iliff, which is 24 inches, and they were concerned that if we tapped in perpendicular to that line, they would cause too much pressure and cause like a large need for a pressure reducing valve, whatever that is. So they decided that they wanted us to go parallel to that line, and in order to do that, we had to redraw plans and then get them approved back through the water department and Denver Water, and that took some time. after we worked all that out and worked out all the easements and that kind of thing, and they were a little nervous about us recording easements before the plat was recorded, so they asked us not to record the plat, so we didn't record the plat. After that, we determined that it really wasn't an issue for CCV to be putting all the easements where we were going to put them, and they conceded to that and told us they were okay with us recording the plat. Then Semswa had some issues after that. They wanted to make sure our pond was deep enough and had enough volume, and so we had to go back and make some modifications. And that took a little while with the engineer. These days, all the engineers are pretty busy. And I don't know if any of you are remodeling your homes or doing stuff at home, but it's taking forever to get guys to show up and do the work. So with the combination of all these different things, it took us longer than a year to get everything done in order to record this plat. Since we've set this hearing, the plat's been signed, the FDP's been signed, and I believe it's ready, pending today for everybody, including commissioners, to sign the plat. And hopefully next week I'll be here again for another project in Arapahoe County for Xenia, and then after that in March I'll be here for the Isle of Single Family project that's right next door to this project, that we were able to work out a lot of the issues on that because of this project. So you'll be seeing me hopefully much more in the next month or two with completion of these projects, and I look forward to getting them started and built. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Any questions for Mr. Albert?
That answered mine.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion, or is there somebody that would like to make a motion? Commissioner Jackson.
Kind of both. I have another question for staff, for Chairman Mr. Fair. It concerns this paragraph in the BSR. I don't know what, it's the top of the second page, I think, of the BSR, and it says, one concern with continued extension should be noted. Approvals are not complete until the Mylars are signed, even after we've taken action. For this reason, the cases are not noted on the maps available, and so folks aren't going to know when they do their due diligence whether this project is going in or not. And so, as you say in the BSR, it says that it's a small risk, but a risk. Could you elaborate on that just a little bit so we know exactly what it is that we're risking, if you will?
Okay. I may defer to Jason Reynolds also to add any additional things, but basically, if somebody comes in and is interested in a piece of property, they come into Public Works, they look at our zoning maps and see, different things that are listed on there, zoning used by special review, et cetera, within each individual piece of property, depending on what has been done. In this case, where something has been approved but not finally approved by the Board of County Commissioners, but not finally signed and approved. It takes the final signing and approval to get it into the book. So if they didn't happen to ask anybody in planning or zoning about that case or that particular piece of property, then they might be led to believe that it's what was original or what was there previously prior to the approval. So it is a small risk, and that's why we put that particular paragraph. We put that as sort of standard language on any extension, just so that you're aware of that. But that is one of our concerns.
So would it not be true that the people in Public Works that are working with a neighbor that was going to do some development or something would know that this particular property was sort of in the works?
Yeah, I would think the neighbors would be very much more aware of it. I'm thinking more of title people or other people that
title
have
search.
Just been asked to do certain work, or if they may not even be aware of some of the things and just have an interest in the property, and then they come in and look at the zoning book without questioning staff. I think if they could question staff, then we could elaborate on what's taking place. But it's the people that aren't aware of the case that's going on, that may be doing work like mentioned in the title companies and so forth.
So now I'm curious, does that happen very often?
I don't know. I'll let Jason respond to that.
It sounds to me like a small risk that we take.
Certainly, there's Jason Reynolds with planning, and there are at least a few cases, I'd say a handful, 3 to 5 cases where the board has extended the approval period for going on a decade. One recent example is the Dayton Street townhomes, which would show on the zoning map as zoned for townhomes, but unless someone were to ask planning staff about it, it wouldn't necessarily show on the documents as having an approved final development plan. That's one example. However, in this case, we actually have the Mylars in hand ready to sign and are awaiting this action, so the likelihood of it being extended beyond this week is very, very small. It would take a truly epic disaster for these Mylars not to get signed.
We're not allowing epic disasters in the county, so I guess that takes care of that. Okay, thank you. Then I think I can make the motion.
Any other questions? No. Commissioner Jackson.
Okay. So, in the cases of P16-001, Iliff Avenue Townhomes, final plat, and P16-002, Iliff Avenue Townhomes, final development plan, the board has read the board's summary report and find ourselves in agreement with the staff recommendation. I therefore move to extend the final plat and final development plan cases until August 2nd, 2018.
Second that.
Motion made by Commissioner Jackson and seconded by Commissioner Holen. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Hearing none, that motion passes unanimously. The next item on our agenda is commissioner comments. Are there any comments this morning from any of the commissioners? Seeing none, we will adjourn. Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner Conti.
Thank you. I just wanted to express my sincere, heartfelt condolences to our friends in Florida as they are grieving the loss at the school shooting. And I know that this has been a very difficult time for them, and I just want to put on the record that our hearts and prayers go out to them.
Thank you, Commissioner Conti. This meeting is adjourned.